Last week, we went through a couple of morale-destroying losses. It seems like our offense and our defense both took hits based on some of the decisions that Ron Rivera made. We got rid of a superstar receiver. If you did miss the last episode, make sure you check it out. I'll link it over there. Click on the eye. You guys know how cards work.
Quick interruption here, guys. Just want to let you know I have created a second channel, which you can find in the description below. We're going to be uploading all kinds of different content over there. We are moving some of the series off of the main channel over to that channel. None that you guys have been watching recently, but some of the newer stuff that I was thinking about with NBA 2K, PGA Tour, some of the other games we're going to put on the second channel, see how they go. If they do really well, we'll bring them over to the main channel. So, like I said, link down in the description. Make sure you go subscribe and come hang out with me because we might do some streams over there as well.
This episode, we're taking on the Bears, the Packers, the Colts, and the Vikings. We're going to do 4 games this episode. We are going to have to sign a couple of players come week 8, or at least start negotiating with them. And hopefully, just hopefully, we get some solid moves. We are going to sim to the midseason. I think that's a great idea. Let's go ahead and see what happens here. This is going all the way to week 7, so we will have 2 weeks after this. It's really just kind of giving us a 2-week bump here. We will have mock draft 2. We got a win, so it looks like we beat Green Bay. Wow, that is surprising. I would have not guessed Green Bay to be our win. We do have to take on Jonathan Taylor and the Colts. Wow, 3-4 for the Indianapolis Colts. I can't say I was expecting that. As you guys saw with Onyx in my Face of the Franchise series. If you haven't seen that, you guys, yeah, you know where it's at. If you haven't seen that, make sure you go check that one out because that one is great. It's a whole lot of fun with that, but the Colts should be doing a whole lot better. You have Jonathan Taylor. Hand the ball off. Make it happen. What's going on here? Okay, so prediction for mock draft 2 looks like QB1 Trent York, our favorite so far. He's gonna drop down to pick number 3. Well, I guess he's going up, but he's not where we wanted him to be. At least we thought he would be number 1 pick, but it seems like the Vikings are going to want to try to snag him, which we may need to move up to grab him. But Brenton Horton is still the guy that they're projecting us to pick. I think they actually had us on Quinton Lewis last time. Quinton Lewis still looks like a pretty solid guy, but I think he was lacking strength, right? Yeah, decent to solid. So he's not super great in terms of strength, but his ratings look pretty dang good. Quinton Lewis might be a guy we have to try to shoot for. The Texans picking the left tackle first pick. I guess it makes sense, but I feel like they've got more problems to solve, especially with Davis Mills. I'm not sure if he's the guy for the future for them. Maybe he is, but maybe not. We may have to trade with the Vikings for our picks. We want Trent York. They're going to want him too. It's going to be hard to get him, but maybe, just maybe, or maybe even go for the Eagles because Javon Pryor will be there. We're not sure if Trent York will be there, so we might have to sweeten the deal to them with somebody else. But we'll see a little bit later who's going to be some of the best draft picks. It looks like Mason Nicholson has dropped down a little bit in the mock draft. He doesn't actually look that bad. Mostly A's here. If pass blocking is an A, that would be really, really good. His problem is the lack of discipline. And we saw that in the last episode. We saw where we looked at that. Everything else is kind of normal. Lafferty is actually projected to go for us. We will draft him. I can go ahead and tell you. He is going to be drafted by the Washington Commanders. I almost said the R word. He will be drafted by us. I can go ahead and tell you right now because he is going to be a solid fit, and I don't think anybody ahead of us will need him. I don't think so. I think the only way a right guard goes earlier is if Mason Nicholson is C pass blocking, and the Raiders snag him to move him over to tackle. So not bad. We do have upgrades available for our staff. We'll check that out. It is not week 8 yet, so we can't assign our national scout, so we'll keep moving on that. We have 4 players ready to negotiate. Abada. Do I want to sign you back? I mean, player friendly doesn't really make sense. Team friendly makes the most sense for me. It's really not that much different. It's a high risk offer. If we lose them, we lose them, but I think it might be worth find a better team in free agency that will match this current offer. Okay, fair. Have fun. We'll see you in free agency. We'll see where you go. Now, we do want to get Wes Schweitzer. I don't know. Schweitzer in for another year at least. Looks like a 2-year deal is a medium risk. Low risk is player friendly. Doesn't hit our cap space. I think this is a good deal for us. We're going to drop the bonus down to 1.6 and the salary down to 2.6 and make the offer. Happy to sign and continue. Thank you, Wes. We needed that. So that's really solid. Cam Sims, I'm not really too interested in re-signing you. I think we can find somebody else. David Mayo as well. Heineke, I don't care about you. So we'll look at these later on. But I'm not too concerned with the rest of the guys in our negotiations here. I don't think we can do this yet. I'm going to click on it. Oh, we can. Well, your current position QB, that's where you're supposed to be. Perfect. Good job. You did what I wanted you to do. It's like I pay you to do your job. Congrats. All right, upgrade players. Let's see if we have any standout guys. Really, we're looking for our Sam Howell, our Taylor Rapp, the guys that we are investing in. Zone coverage. I think hybrid might be better for you, but zone coverage definitely could go up. Tackle could be good. Could be a pretty good one. Yeah, I mean, zones make sense. Let's do that. Nice. Not a bad upgrade there. John Dotson. We're going to upgrade him in a second. I'm just making sure. Yeah, I'm not too worried. I think Curl can be upgraded with a CPU. It's going to put him in zone. Brown. I actually want to take a look at Brown because he's going to be somebody we have for a little while. And I need to see. He's got 91 speed. He looks more like a slot guy. We need him doing slot upgrades instead of deep threat. So we'll go ahead and do that one manually. I don't think he's a deep threat guy with 91 speed. I think you need like 95, 96 speed to really be that guy. Dotson. You can be the deep threat. That's for sure. You definitely can. Only because his acceleration is 94. Catching traffic is pretty solid. His release is really low though. I think deep threat is good because he'll get some release. Not a bad shout. Okay, everything else I think we can let the CPU handle. I don't think I really need to do anything. Maybe Note Boom would have been worth touching, but we'll let the CPU handle everything. We'll go to our staff upgrades because we know we want some contract help signing players in the off season. Let's actually see here. So we can get 2 upgrades here. I'm thinking we do this and this. Because we know we want more draft picks later on. Hopefully we can grab that pick right. Who was it? It was the Vikings that are wanting the quarterback that we want. So we have to be careful with that. We need to make sure we get that pick if possible. So let me make sure this lineup hasn't changed. I don't want Heineke starting. I want Sam Howell to keep getting. Okay, good. He's still getting all the reps. Oh, Heineke's went down, so that's perfect. Najee Harris is playing well. Brian Robertson Jr. is playing well. Dotson's playing well. This is, I mean, honestly, as bad as we're performing, our team is not bad. They've been close games. We need that little edge, and I think that's going to come with the line, with an upgraded quarterback, unless Sam Howell somehow comes greatness. But we are sitting 3rd in the NFC East. We need to lose a little bit more, not going to lie. So let's go ahead and check out our trade offers for Antonio Gibson. Maybe we get some draft picks. Eskridge again. They want to give us Swain as well. That's the same. I think that's the exact same deal. We don't need a middle linebacker. The left tackle doesn't really make sense either. Actually, none of these make sense. Wilson wouldn't be bad. 80 overall corner. Let's look at his contract really quick. Reed Jr. from the Jets. Maybe he might be worth it if it's not too crazy of a contract. Let's see here. Let's go to the Jets. The Jets. Let's go to their corners. He's probably right here on the screen. I'm not looking because I would feel bad for not just going over. So he's playing down. 90 speed, 92 acceleration. Wow. Okay. Dude's got some talent. Normal dev trait, but he is 70 overall. Let's look at his contract. Let's see what he's looking like for. He's got 3 years remaining. 14.2 come 2023. That is an expensive cornerback with 4 years of experience who will not want to re-sign with us anyways. I think our corners are fine. Once we get back Jackson, we'll be chilling. So I'm gonna decline all of these. I don't think any of them are really worth it. If it comes down to it, we'll make a trade for some picks later on, or we'll use him to sweeten a deal to get the change in the first round pick to advance a little bit. Let's go ahead and see how we do against Indy. We should lose. Should be 2-6 against Indy. There's no way Jonathan Taylor just doesn't run it down our throat yet. 24-23. That was a close game. Guys, calm down. Wow. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and check out the players ready to negotiate. Make sure we're not missing anybody. Abada, again, you said you can get something in free agency. None of you guys are really even interested. I don't think I worry about it. 68 overall, 69 overall. I mean, Abada is the only guy that I think might make sense. We'll give him this medium risk. If he signs, okay, well, he's happy to sign. I was gonna say if he signs, it's great. If he doesn't, that's okay. He's just depth at this point, right? He's just more expensive depth than I'd really like, but it's okay. We're gonna let CPU handle the upgrading of players. We do want to check out our player personnel tree, see if we have anything here. I know I need to actually let's look at our head coach's tree here, because it would be nice to get after school tutoring and replacing a defensive coordinator. But see, we're not doing that. We're going to be doing an offensive coordinator. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is work to this replacing the offensive coordinator, because we know we're going to replace him. So we'll do that next. That's 10. So we got to make sure we get to 10, and then we'll do that, and then we'll look back at personnel tree. But I think that's a solid move, because we know we're getting rid of the offensive coordinator. It makes sense. We'll just keep it moving. All right, let's go ahead and advance the week. Hopefully we lose to Minnesota. This is the one team that we need to lose to. Actually, I have an idea. Weekly strategy. We're going to do everything wrong. How about that? Let's defend the outside run. Let's not worry about the pass game at all. And then we're just going to run the ball. How about that? Yeah, we're just going to run the ball. See, look. This makes sense, right? Team profile. All this is good. Go ahead and start the training. I think Dotson might have been replaced on this, which is not good, but we'll see. I guess we could start Heineke for a game, but I really need Sam Howell getting the XP, because we don't know if we're going to get the quarterback. We're going to try, but there's always a chance we don't pick him up. ACL sprain. Who is that? Is that Curl? There's our starting strong safety out for the week. Maybe that's a positive. Maybe that's a positive. Maybe that's what we needed. That's okay. We're going to let the CPU handle upgrading all the players. Let's go ahead and advance the week. See how we do against Minnesota. Please tell me I still only have 2 wins. We have 3 wins. We won. Are you kidding me? We're probably going to beat Philadelphia too. But maybe that'll be our last couple of wins. I knew we were probably going to beat like Vikings, Falcons, Texans. I just wasn't expecting it to go this easily because we don't really need it to. We need to tank. We need to lose games, guys. I see what you're doing. You're trying to, show out and tell me, hey, we can win games with this roster. I need a better pick, guys. Oh, yeah. We're going to keep moving down this tree here. I think that makes the most sense. I've already explained it. Don't have to do it again. So that's really solid. Let's go ahead and look at our college players. Let's look at our prospects. Let's see if there's anybody that we need to add to our favorites or remove from our favorites, because maybe there's something that's not going to work out. So we know we have I think we have the number 4 pick or the number 5 pick currently projected, but we do need to look at some later round guys. So let's go ahead and look at some QBs. If we don't get Trent York, is there another guy that might fall that we can pick up? Right? We looked at Antoine Bradham. I think his physicals were what worried me. Strength decent to solid, speed marginal to decent. Yeah, he's just he's an inside the pocket passer. He might work out, but I think Sam Howell might be a better player than him, to be honest. Casey Woodle, you are a scrambler. Typically means your throw power is terrible. Let's take a look. Deep accuracy B, medium accuracy B, short accuracy B, play action C. I think the problem will be he's going to be a scrambler that has a spin move, a juke move, and he can run the ball. But I don't think he's going to be throwing the ball. Because you can see throw on run is a C, and under pressure is a C. It's not very solid. I mean, it might work out. Solid to good strength. This guy could be a guy. He definitely could be a guy if it falls late and we need to pick up a guard or something else. We'll favorite him for now. George Daniels. Are you a breakout player? You're going to be a in-the-pocket quarterback. Deep accuracy is low, though. Nope. You're not a breakout guy. Sorry to tell you. Is there anybody down here that might make a jump in? Nope. Undrafted free agent. All these guys might be a smart pickup later on because we know we're going to need a quarterback to sit behind Sam Howell or our new guy, but not right away. We don't really need a running back. We're kind of set on that. We don't need a fullback. A wide receiver might make sense later on, like round 2, round 3. Doesn't look like wide receiver is a very strong place this draft, though. Yeah, none of these guys look very good. Not even worth looking into, to be honest. Tight ends, it might make sense to have somebody, maybe Kendrick Parker. It's not a bad look. Left tackle. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look. We might need to look at Jared Thomas. That's not bad. Run blocking is a C, but we know we want to pass block a lot. Physicals, your speed is solid, but your strength is poor. How are you a tackle if your strength is poor? I don't understand it. Let's look at left guard. Maybe there's somebody at the guard spot that will catch our eye, make us go crazy. There's a chance here, Mike Tiller. There's also a chance here with Billy McDaniel. Day 3 guy. Solid speed, solid strength. Okay. Pretty good athlete. If he gets lead block and run block finesse at C and not F, this guy could be a guy. So I'm gonna favorite him. He might be a later round guy, but he might be the guy to jump after. Let's go ahead and look at our right tackles. Mason Nicholson again is really the only one that's looking like a for sure standout. George Childress definitely could be solid. We looked at him earlier. I think his strength was really low from Auburn, and we've got one of the best, gyms on a college campus, but whatever. Let's look at our corners. I think we can make some upgrades at corner, and I think we can also make some upgrades at linebacker. I just don't know if I want to, because we've got some really young, talented guys that can make some impact. We don't have to draft. There's actually not a lot of talent in corners either. We'll see. I think these might be guys that we just have to look to see who falls. There might be somebody that falls into our lap. It's just a great play. I think the only real standout player is Trent York. I think he looks like the best player, and he makes the most sense where we need to be. So it's just one of those things that it might make sense to just hold off. One last thing that we're going to do, we're going to adjust the lineup. Make sure Sam Howell is still starting. I know I don't have to do this, but I like checking. I don't want anything crazy happening. Dotson ended up being star dev, so that's unfortunate, but he's been playing pretty good. He wants to stay with the team, so that's really good. That's really, really good, actually. Very solid. Okay, let's look at our practice squad. Who's out here? Anybody showing out? Not really, huh? Guess you've got some upgrades, Fuller, but 64 overall receivers not really gonna cut it. Jonathan Allen's still chilling. Oh no, I think Chase Young hasn't digressed. I think I lied. I think he's fine where he's at. All right, that's gonna do it for today's episode, guys. We take on Philadelphia in the battle of who's worse, Washington or Philadelphia next week, and hopefully we lose, because that will be amazing. We need to move up the draft board. We do not need to sit where we are currently. We need at least a spot or two, because we need to try to grab Trent York. If we can grab Trent York, I think we don't have to force Sam Howell to be the quarterback of the future. I think if we don't get Trent York, it's one of those things where we can draft a quarterback, but I believe Sam Howell will end up being the better player overall in the long run. We don't need really much else. We kind of have that B tier level everywhere, and I think that's enough to win a championship. I really do. It's just going to be where we can find a breakout player in certain positions. Like I said, that's going to do it for the video. I really appreciate you guys stopping by, watching this one all the way to the end. If you love Madden content, want to see more, subscribe. NCAA or any other sports content, you know the deal. Subscribe as well. Thank you for watching this video. We'll see you next episode. Peace.